good morning.
Morning.
Here we,
Morning again.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Carl. You guys.
Yeah.
Good to see all you. I'm going to leave that microphone out there to catch some of your input this morning. Yeah, today we're continuing our story with a very familiar story. Jesus meeting the Samaritan woman. And after a short introduction this morning, we're going to spend most of our time around the tables, because I think for all of the wisdom that was in this group, we're going to be able to capitalize that this morning. And because, I think we're all familiar with it, and maybe we can draw out some new and different things in this story. So would somebody read John chapter 4, verses 5 through 14, and then we'll get started.
So he came to a city of Samaria called Sychar, near the parcel of ground that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. And Jacob's well was there. So Jesus, being wearied from his journey, was sitting thus by the well. It was about the 6th hour. There came a woman of Samaria to draw water. Jesus said to her, "Give me a drink." For his disciples had gone away into the city to buy food. Therefore the Samaritan woman said to him, "How is it that you, being a Jew, ask me for a drink, since I am a Samaritan woman?" For Jews have no dealings with Samaritans. Jesus answered and said to her, "If you knew the gift of God, and who it is who says to you, 'Give me a drink,' you would have asked him, and he would have given you living water." She said to him, "Sir, you have nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. Where do you get that living water? You are not greater than our father Jacob, are you, who gave us this well, and drank of it himself, and his sons, and his cattle?" Jesus answered and said to her, "Everyone who drinks of this water will thirst again. But whoever drinks of the water that I will give him shall never thirst. But the water that I give him will become in him a well of water springing up to eternal life."
Yeah, good. Thank you, Dave. Alrighty. Last week we introduced this story, and what we've learned is that Jesus, representing the reds, the Samaritan woman representing the blue, we explored this idea, actually introduced it, that reds see reds and blue sees blue. And because of this, because of this reality that we're all just very aware of, is that we're locked into, we're seeing a separation in the jungle, and that separation is what causes the iPad's not working, but is causing polarization. And polarization we are all very aware of. And so what those slides are designed to do, if we can see them, is to show that this idea of polarization it was true in the days of Jesus, where you have the reds colonizing and exclusive, and only see reds, and the blues colonizing and only seeing blue. And that reality tends to draw us apart as human beings. That is the idea, and that's really the big picture behind the woman at the well. There's a growing here it is. There's a growing separation. There it is. There's a growing separation within the jungle, and the human propensity of polarization. And so this is where I wanted to get to. What could have been grounds for a dialogue and growing understanding, what could have been, turned out to be this polarization and separation in this community. And Jesus is Now, walking, in our story, Jesus, labeled as red, infiltrates deep into the blue territory and there engages conversation with a woman labeled blue. Through this dialogue, a bridge of understanding is created with the woman and also with her larger blue community. And the question is, how did he do that? How did this happen? And so the red and the blue come together in this story. Jesus representing one side, the Samaritan woman representing the other. And so where we want to go with in table time is here's some questions. And it's not like you have to go through all the questions. Just as your tables, read all three and then just discuss what comes to mind. But we'd like to dive into this idea. You know, how does Jesus engage conversation with this woman, being a red coming into a blue territory? What is he offering this woman? And what is Jesus saying about what he is offering? And so let's look at those verses, about 11 verses, and let's discuss this around the table. And then I think I'll bring us together back again and get some of your thoughts. So I'll leave this slide up here. Enjoy your discussion.
Hey, Bill.